The Resilience Across Borders podcast is intended for education, support, and inspiration. I am not a psychologist or a medical doctor and do not offer any professional, medical, or health advice. If you are dealing with or suffering from any psychological or medical conditions, please seek help from a qualified health professional. Hello and welcome back to Resilience Across Borders podcast. I'm your host, Rashid, and in today's episode, we will talk about how to relax like a pro. So in a world where stress and busyness have become the norm, relaxation is no longer a luxury. It is a skill. The good news is that just like any other skill, you can learn and practice until it becomes second nature. Relaxing like a pro doesn't always mean doing nothing, which is fine sometimes too, but it means knowing how to reset your mind and body quickly and effectively. So, as we always like to do, here are some practical strategies to help you relax like a pro with examples you can start using right away. Number one, master your breath. So, why does it work? Your breath is the fastest way to influence your nervous system. Slow, intentional breathing activates your body's relaxation response. Use it like a remote control to reset yourself. I've talked about this in previous episodes, but it's always great to remind ourselves, and I do that to myself as well. I try to remind myself as often as possible. Try the 4-7-8 technique. That is where you inhale for 4 seconds and you hold for 7 seconds and then you exhale for 8 seconds. And if you do this for 3 rounds, you will notice the shift in your state of mind. So for instance, before a big meeting, instead of scrolling through your phone in the waiting room, close your eyes and run through a round of 4-7-8 breathing. You'll walk in calm, clear, and focused. Number 2, create a relaxation trigger. So anytime that this trigger occurs, that's an invitation to relax. Why does it work? Think athletes, you see them with their rituals. They use rituals to prime their minds for peak performance. You can use the same principle for relaxation. By pairing a specific action, say lighting a candle, sipping tea, or playing soft music with downtime, your body learns to relax faster. That's the association. That's the power of the association. And that's that signal that it's time to chill and relax. You basically train yourself that anytime that trigger happens, it's okay, time to chill, time to relax. So for an example, each evening, if you play the same calming playlist while you stretch or journal, over time, your brain will associate the music with winding down and you'll slip into relaxation more easily. Number 3, move the stress out of your body. Stress often lives in our muscles. You feel the tension sometimes, and just when you stretch, you feel better. Movement helps release tension and boosts feel-good chemicals like endorphins. So you don't need a full workout each time. You can just try a few minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes walk or some yoga stretches, or even just shaking your arms and your legs. For instance, after a tense phone call, you can step outside for a brisk walk around the block, and by the time you return, the frustration will feel lighter and your body will be reset. And of course, you can add other things as you walk. Maybe you can focus on nature, you can focus on your breathing, you can focus outward and get out of your head a little bit. Number 4, be fully present. So much of our stress comes from ruminating on the past or worrying about the future, which of course, a lot of times we can't change the past and we can't control the future. We can only control our actions up to a certain extent. So mindfulness pulls you back into the only place you can truly relax, the present moment. Here is a tip. You can try 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. Notice I'm counting hard from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's an easy way to remember it. So maybe notice 5 things you can see, right? 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Notice here you're putting focus on all your senses, and that's mindfulness, that's awareness, and that also gets you again out of your head. And but if it's easier for you to, sometimes I just do three times, which is three, and I change it around. Sometimes 3 things I can see with 3 things I can touch, and 3 things I can hear. Sometimes the ones I can smell, and so on. Okay, just do what works for you. You do you. So, for instance, while waiting in line anywhere, instead of feeling impatient, you can use this technique and to scan and to anchor yourself. Suddenly, waiting becomes an opportunity to reset, an opportunity to be fascinated by life and by things around you. Number 5, give yourself permission to rest. Why? Because many people feel guilty about relaxing, as if they should always be productive. But rest is what allows you actually to show up sharper and stronger later. Because otherwise, you're just like beating your head against the wall. Really, you're banging your head against the wall. And you're not getting anywhere because you're not allowing yourself to rest, and you're just driving yourself nuts. Here is another tip here. Schedule relaxation just as you would a meeting or an appointment. Treat it as a non-negotiable appointment with yourself to relax, right? For instance, you can block 20 minutes or 10 or 15 in your calendar each afternoon for maybe a cup of tea and a chapter of a book. And it may feel indulgent at first, but it actually makes you more productive after. It's about quality, not quantity, right? So, bottom line, relaxation isn't about escaping life. It's about recharging so you can fully engage with it. By mastering your breath, creating triggers and reminders to relax, moving your body, practicing mindfulness and awareness, and giving yourself permission to rest, you'll learn to relax not just occasionally, but just like a pro. So, thank you again for tuning into the Resilience Across Borders podcast. If you're enjoying this podcast and finding it useful and helpful, please review it, please share it, and you can go to the blog at resilience.com to find out all the different resources available to you if you want to go deeper. It's ATRESIE, resilience. You can spell resilience. It's at resilience.com. All right, I'm just feeling jolly today. You all have a good one. Thank you. Stay resilient and stay kind.